I'm your host, Premium Bells, and today we are joined by Mr. Jason Agbodza.
Premium Bells, what's going on, bro? You
Welcome
good?
to the show, bro.
Thank you very much for having me.
Welcome. I'm very, very excited about this episode. We've known each other for about 5-6 years now, and I think you have a lot to say, a lot of experience. We really want to go, into your journey of how you start entrepreneurship, what you're doing before, and I know you're big on mindset, leadership, manifestation. So we'll definitely touch upon that along the way and speak about your success in the industry too. Sure. For the new viewers, that's $15,000 monthly at the time of this video that he's now generating at a bare minimum. So congratulations, first of all, on all your success.
Thank you.
So we spoke a little bit off camera, and it turns out, prior to entrepreneurship, you went to uni, you graduated with a what degree?
Law with international relations.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like I'm the only one that didn't go to uni on this podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How was that like anyway?
Law with international relations, it's one of those ones where you do what you do because the system and the family that you grow up in tell you to go to university and go down a particular route, go down a particular path. It's not something I necessarily really wanted to do, but you kind of just follow the blueprint that's given to you from birth, really, isn't it?
Okay.
So yeah.
And you're Ghanaian, yeah?
I am indeed. Oh,
okay. So is it running a culture where Ghanaians have a strong thing in the family where they push education and
yeah. Oh, absolutely, 100%. That was massive growing up. I even got extra tutelage from home. I had a tutor, so education was massive. My dad was a maths teacher back in Ghana as well. So education was massive. But I remember when I went to college, the moment I could escape maths and science, I took the opportunity because the pressure, the strictness on maths and science specifically, I said, enough.
Too much.
It's too much.
Wow.
So anything English related, law, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I decided to go down that route, but naturally, obviously, didn't pursue it after university. But yeah, that was the route that I took.
All right, so you fell into retail after university.
Yeah, well, just before university, still working in the retail space. I was working for a baby clothes shop called Pumpkin Patch.
That is very random.
Yeah.
And it's very suspect as well.
Yeah, hey, listen, relax. But I want to imagine there was big 6'6" black Ghanaian folding baby clothes. That's what I was doing. I worked for them. I worked for Next as well for a period of time. So that was my, everyone has their initial job that you do. Yeah. And mine was a retail. But after university, I ended up in a legal admin role for about a year. And once that finished, then I moved to my first investment management company, which was called Fidelity. And I was there for about a year and a half.
I know
that. Fidelity Investments. Yeah. Solid company. And was there for about a year and 7 months. Great time there. Learned a lot, client services specifically. Then later on, moved on to JP Morgan. So that was, big name, big brand, etc. Doing the same sort of role. Decent money for the time that I was there. And then eventually, the big one ended up at Goldman Sachs.
Oh, wow.
So, very good money, very stressful, long hours. And this is where the desire to start escaping the rat race started to come in. Because, in terms of my feelings, I remember, working anywhere from 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night. No lunch break.
That's crazy.
Warm your food up in the microwave, come back to your desk and keep working. I said, nah, I can't be doing this. I remember when the World Cup was on at the time. And I remember the TV was on and one of my managers was like, oh yeah, England just scored. I'm fuming. Like, what are you telling me England just scored? I'm here. It's 9 o'clock. Wow. And I'm here working, and you're telling me England just scored.
So you wasn't watching it?
No, I couldn't watch it. So I'm fuming, So I said, no, I can't be doing this, And at the time, I was living in Gravesend, Kent, so I had to travel back far, because Goldman Sachs is was Fleet Street at the time. So get back to Gravesend, Kent, late at night to do it all over again the next morning. I said, I can't be doing this. I need something different, So.
Was this different from what you anticipated before you started the job?
Well, in terms of Goldman's, I had no idea how intense it was going to be. The Fidelity was calm. JP was nice as well, but yeah, Goldman's was insane. Like a lot of work, a lot of time taken away from home. But yeah, I didn't necessarily anticipate that. But you know, it was paying well. You know, some people, they have the money, they don't have the time, and then vice versa. They have the time, they don't have the money. You know, so is there a way you can find the balance and get both?
Hopefully,
you know, you understand. So yeah, that was.
And
that was me.
how long? So those 3 jobs. How long was that in total? In terms of the years.
So Fidelity was a year and 7 months. JP was about 2 years. So that's 3 and 7, and then Goldman's was about a year. So nearly 5 years. Nearly 5 years in like corporate. Wow. Yeah, 5 years in corporate. Okay. Legal admin as well. So you can put 6 years on that as well because that was another year. So yeah, six years in terms of the 9 to 5 or the 9 to 9 or you know, as it were. So yeah.
Wow. And how did you start to make your transition into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I remember this was August 2018. Yeah, I remember.
That year was special for a lot of people.
Hey, listen, very, very special. August 2018. A good friend of mine at the time, he said, Jace, you know, have you considered trading for yourself? And I said, yeah. Obviously, I know about trading. Obviously, there's traders floor and all the investment firms, etc. Yeah, so I know about trading. But yeah, you know, you should trade for yourself. And you know, if you were to refer anyone to this platform, you can also get paid. The moment she said this, I said, I was immediately skeptical, but I had the trust. I trusted the word of my friend. So she invited me to an event of the then company that I was a part of. And so that was my first exposure. Then went to the event, second exposure. And I still wasn't convinced. I wasn't sold. And then she invited me to another event. And then this is where I caught a little vision. Because at the time, there was a gentleman who was my former mentor at that time. His name is Michael, a fellow Ghanaian. And I saw myself in him. He was like a year or 2 years older than me. And I saw him on the stage, and he was making $5,000 a month at the time. Now, at the time, obviously, you know, you're in a corporate rat race. I'm not thinking of these big, massive numbers. But when I saw him making $5,000 and he's not working a job, the belief system, experience, you understand? Oh yeah, experience. And so I said, if he could do it, I can do it. He lived in Kent as well. I live in Kent too. So I'm seeing myself in him. You know, great communicator, very passionate guy. You know, Ghanaians, passionate people, persistent and passionate. And so I see him and I see what's possible. And I can't remember if it was that exact event. It may have been that one, or a couple of ones thereafter. But I remember I saw another individual who's now moved to Dubai, and he said his story that he was he was $4 million job seekers allowance, and within a couple of years within the industry, he was making $10,000 a month. You know, it's a short guy, not very well spoken, and again, I said, "You mean to tell me this guy is making $10,000 a month?" I said, "No. There's something going on here." And so that exposure done something to me. And again, like I said, seeing myself in Michael, I said, "No, you know what? This is possible." So that was my third exposure, and then finally I went on a webinar and got the full overview. And I said, "You know what? This is the vehicle. This is the route. This is the roadmap out of entrepreneurship." So, yeah.
And at this point, you was already fed up with the whole 9 to 9 or 9 to 11.
Absolutely.
Was you looking for something, or this kind of just came?
Absolutely, because I remember being age 25. I remember being age 25, and this is where the initial desire to start to come from. Roughly about age 25. I had one of my good friends at the time. Again, his name was Mark, and he was he had about 17 properties. Okay, 17 properties
in the UK.
In the UK. Wow. And he had been to prison before. So he come out of prison. And he said in prison he used to read books. Sound familiar? You know, he used to read books. And I asked him, "How did you do it?" And he had a very funny voice. He says, "I just read books." And that was his laugh. And he said, "Jace, there's a book you need to read. You need to read Rich Dad Poor Dad." Bro, When I read that book, I said, Chalet, it was like, you know, you've watched The Matrix.
Yeah.
It was like literally being awakened. Like the scales had been lifted off.
Yeah.
Like, no, we've been living a lie. No. We've been trapped all this time. Why didn't anybody tell me? And so that just fueled the flame of wanting to escape the 9 to 5. For me, we don't knock the 9 to 5s. They're important. They're good. But for me, I said, no. There's more to life than this. And so, that was the initial desire. So I started thinking of ways to make money. Blogging. Remember blogging back in the day? Yeah, blogging, bro. Making beats from home. What else was there? I looked at drop shipping. I didn't really take it serious. Affiliate marketing for certain products online. But yeah, the desire was there. But I didn't really know what I was going to do. And then obviously even the property route, but my credit wasn't that great at the time. And so I thought, what the heck am I going to do? And that was when my friend, August 2018, came along and said, Jace, have a look. Had a look. And the rest is history. You understand?
So for a lot of people, when they join the industries, because they want to make more money, for you was in a credible position. You worked for some big firms. What were people's reactions like around you, like your family, friends?
Okay.
You know, you've pretty much done everything by the book. You've landed yourself a good job, good paying job. Yeah. And now you want to kind of move away from that and get into something completely different. So what was people's reactions like?
Mixed. Definitely mixed. Because of the credibility that I had acquired from working in these major firms, people trust, okay, if I'm putting my mind to something, if I see credibility in this, it actually gives credibility to the thing that I'm doing. Because not many people have been able to achieve or get into the positions that I've got into in the regular working world. So you can't tell me nothing. Bro, what can you tell me? Just what I'm saying. If you couldn't do what I've done there, I'm really not trying to, hear your disapproval of what I'm trying to do in entrepreneurship.
Facts.
And ultimately, it was about freedom. Do you see? Because like I said, I'm already making good money. But I had the bigger picture. Like there's more available. And at the end of the day, what's more valuable, money or time? You understand, all right? Time is more valuable. So if I could find a way to save my time and also generate money and understand that this is going to be a process, I'm sure we'll come onto it. I say I'm willing to make that shift. So, when I got started, I had just finished my contract at Goldman Sachs.
Okay.
Right. So I had nothing to go to, but I said, you know what, I'm going to take a month out before I look for another contract. In that month, that was when I was approached. You understand?
Okay, yeah.
So that was when I was approached, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to bet on myself. There's a gem there. I'm going to bet on myself that I'm going to make this work so that I do not have to go back to
That's a crazy mindset. Yeah.
And sink or swim. We call it the no choice mentality.
Where would you say that mentality came from? Because most people that have worked in a job for so long, they're used to that steady income. So the thought of not having a guaranteed paycheck would completely scare most people. So where do you think that mindset came from, where it's sink or swim?
Everyone values different things. Some people value security. I value freedom. And freedom obviously is not free. It comes with a risk.
Yeah.
And listen, at the end of the day, we only have so much time on this earth, bro. You might as well.
That's
bro,
very true.
You might as well. You only have so much time. Do you want to get to age 70? Look back and think, if only I could have, I should have. I said, I don't want that for me.
Yeah.
Try. Let's see. Life should be an adventure. Just try it. You never know. And also, a lot of people are scared of failing. They're not willing to fail. You have to be willing to fail. Make mistakes and learn as you go along. So that was just me. I said, I value my freedom so much so that I'm willing to take this risk. I bet on me.
That's powerful.
Yeah. And like I said, I could see there were examples of it working for other individuals. And listen, they have 2 eyes, 2 ears, mouth and nose. If they can do it, I can do it too.
That's a big one. You know, we always say it. Facts tell, but stories sell.
Oh yeah,
it's always in the stories. You know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely, bro.
So let's go into your first 6 months to a year, right? The transitioning from working corporate to now, you know, starting your first entrepreneurship journey.
Yeah.
We'll speak about how you transitioned into full time, and also I want to touch upon the skills that you acquired in a corporate space. Did they transfer, or did you have to kind of learn a whole new type of skill in this new space?
Yeah, sure. Some did, and many new skills had to be learned. I tell you what, organization, professionalism, attention to detail. Chief, no. You don't survive in Goldman's and JP without attention to detail, because we're talking about people's lives here, talking about people's assets, people's investments. Mistakes are costly. You understand? So, you know, you move into this industry now. Attention to detail is key. Systems, organizations, processes, all of this stuff. You take all of that, and you approach things with a professional manner. Like, this is a genuine business, and a lot of people don't treat this as a business. They treat it as a little side thing, and so it pays them like oh, bro, yeah, it pays them like, yeah. You gotta treat this very seriously. Yeah. They're not gonna give out 6 figures plus 7 figures, telling Tom, Dick, and Harry. You have to be a professional. This is where, you know, your terminology comes from, GoPro, right? You gotta be professional. You gotta treat this very seriously. You treat this seriously, we'll take care of you very seriously. That's that. Yeah. So yeah, wow. so you had, you know, those attributes and those elements, those skills. But bro, you hit the nail here with regards to skills in this industry. Being an entrepreneur, being an independent business owner, it makes you smart. Like, you have to learn so many things: leadership, communication, posture, sales, you know, phonetics, you know, your tonality, all of this sort of stuff, people skills, emotional intelligence.
There's a lot.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
And you can't take this stuff for granted. I remember, again, former company, I remember more time they said something at an event. They said, listen, if you win in this industry, you win in life. I couldn't agree more. Like, you get the skills necessary to be able to do anything anywhere. You're just sharper. True. And then you add on, which we'll come to, personal development, it's game over. No, it's game over. You become a completely different person. The person I am today, it's not the same person I am 5 years ago. Yeah. You have to become someone to earn the type of money that you want to have. Yeah, it's not going to come to you just anyhow. No, you got to develop. You got to grow. That's probably the most important thing. Being willing to develop. And there's 2 types of personal development. There's personal development in the way that you think, your mind, and there's personal development in terms of your skills. And some people do one and not do the other. You need to do both. You have to do both. It's imperative. You have to grow. You have to develop, and then you can earn what it is that you want to earn.
That's facts.
Yeah, bro.
So that 1 month break, did you never go back to work?
Correct.
Or did you? Oh, wow.
Correct.
So okay, talk to us. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, correct.
Wow. Okay, so
August.
What sort of income did you get to for you to be like, okay, I'm done, I'm not going back? And let's talk about how that went. Yeah. After that as well.
Yeah, sure. So at the time, and remember, this is 2018. So obviously we're in 2025 now. You know, what you earn now and then is relative, right? But at the time, for me, I was making around $4,000 a month, which was good money for that time. You understand? And this is pounds, this ain't dollars, you know. So this is good, you know, for me at the time. So I had some savings, right? I had some savings. And so, like I said, I was willing to take that bet. I'm going to make this work. And because there's 2 income streams available here, let's maximize both. You see what I'm saying? You know, some people, they're like, oh, I just want to do one. And I'm like, that's fine. It's not about force. But I tell people, listen, if there's 2 20-pound notes on the floor outside your house, would you pick up one or pick up both? Yeah. Chief, you pick up both. Yeah. So I say, I'm picking up both from the get-go. Okay. And I tell you, like, I took ownership very quickly. That's also important when it comes to building this business. Take ownership. I did not wait for anybody to do a presentation on my behalf, I immediately took ownership and said, where's the presentation? Give me the presentation. I'm going to learn this presentation. And then I asked myself this question. Jason, if you're listening to this, would you sign with you? I said, yes. I said, I'm ready.
Damn, this is how you're thinking from the get-go.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's mad.
Oh, full ownership. Because I envisioned, I said, listen, if this has been done by others, there's a blueprint. That's what's so wonderful about our industry. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Oh, bro, we'll come to these things. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. So I could see this is the presentation. This was the presentation that got this individual to 5,000 a month. I'm gonna start the presentation. I'm gonna do the presentation. Even some of the stuff that I say to this day, I've taken from someone making the money. Yeah, but I'm sure we'll come to it.
Wow.
But
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I took that leap. I took that jump, and you know, the whole organizing in terms of you know, you've got no boss, you ain't got no alarm clock and whatnot. Now, you know, you've got the freedom, but really and truly, you have to still be restrictive. You still have to have, you know, good patterns and good habits and go to bed at, you know, a decent time, and you're the boss now. You know what I mean? So that was an interesting transition. I won't kid you, but we got it done.
That's one thing a lot of people don't understand. It's like, just because you're an entrepreneur now, it doesn't mean you haven't got a boss.
Facts.
You have to be the boss of you.
Yeah.
You know, you still need to be disciplined. You need to schedule. You need to show up. Because if you don't, you know, you're not going to get paid how you ideally want to get paid.
100%.
So that's powerful. That's powerful. I remember meeting you in our first company.
Yes.
I think you was at $5,000 a month. I remember seeing you on stage. I was at about $2,000 a month at that time.
I remember.
And I remember seeing your story on stage, and I was like, that inspired me. You know, your story, the way you spoke was very powerful. Any challenges within that first journey up until that $5,000 position?
Yes. So really, this is my first ever run, so to speak. So the first challenge was my first pullback, as we like to say, right? My first pullback, because you know, joined the industry, joined the company, and $1,000 position was about 30 individuals. And I built my organization to 40 individuals. I think I did it in about 3 months or so, all right? First time. So I was like, not bad. And then the numbers started going backwards. And it went from 40 down, and it went to about 17. And at this point, I lost the plot. Bro, I was vexed. I got angry. And I've been saying this from the day. Anger is a seed for change. People are not angry enough.
Yeah.
They tolerate what's happening. And that was my first ever experience of a pullback, of going backwards, of things, you know, being negative. And I just said to myself, I am not accepting this. And so literally, you know, got stuck in and drove that volume back to 40, then 75, then 200. So that was challenging, but these challenging moments do make you. In fact, they make you or break you. Not everybody can handle a pullback.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's necessary. It is necessary.
I don't know someone who has hit a 6-figure position who hasn't had to handle major setbacks, personally and in business. It's like the qualifier. How bad do you want it? You see, we say all these slogans, you think that these are just nice things. Bro, you're laughing. It's the truth.
It's true.
You have to be qualified.
How bad you actually want it.
Yes, please. You have to be qualified. You have to be qualified. And God knows. And your story is your story. No one knows what you're going to go through. But how bad you want it? You know, if you stop, you never really wanted it. I'll say it. I don't care if you don't like it. It's just the game is the game.
It's
but
true.
No, you didn't really want it. Because if you want something, you don't stop. Let's just break it down. You want it. This is what I want. Nothing can stop me.
So what would you say gave you and gives you that sort of desire? Like, what's making you want it that bad, where you're just willing to not stop and go for any challenge?
So, you know, obviously we talk about the why, and it shouldn't even just be the why. It should be whys, like plural. You need multiple reasons that are going to drive you to complete anything, because ultimately, you know, obstacles are inevitable. If you don't have enough reasons, you'll stop. I talk about push and pull factors, like pain and pleasure. You've got pull and you got push. Push are things that bring you pain. They're pushing you. Pull is the vision, the freedom, the niceties.
Okay.
Right? What does life look like if you achieve this goal? You write it out, paint it out. What does it look like?
That's the first time I'm hearing that. So push and pull. Wow.
Push and pull. So you got something that is pulling you. The freedom. Imagine. It just, imagination is the world's greatest nation, right? Imagine no alarm clock. Even it could be something as basic as that. You don't have to make it so massive. It could be something as basic. No alarm clock in the morning. Some of you have your alarm clocks. You're suffering. When that alarm clock goes off, you're vexed. The tube, the train, all of these are pulling factors. Shall I say, pushing and pull, really, because it's pain and pleasure. But then you should have things that make you angry. What stuff make you angry? And this is the thing. Most people are comfortable. Yeah. Some people are comfortable in crisis.
That's crazy.
They're comfortable. They're comfortable in their pain. They're comfortable in their turmoil. They're comfortable in their trouble. The moment you get uncomfortable, the moment you say, listen, I've had it. I've had enough. The moment we use the word, the moment you start to experience disgust for what's going on, you'll move. If you're comfortable, that's a very comfortable chair. I'm comfortable. I'm not moving. If this thing starts heating to a temperature that is unbearable, guess what I'm going to do?
You're going to move.
I'm going to move.
Yeah.
This is not rocket science. So when someone is not moving, I know they're happy. Yeah. They're comfortable. That's all.
This is a very interesting concept. And this is probably why I was stuck for so many years, because I accepted, a certain income. Yeah. We speak about how you can raise your levels, how you can raise your desire, your comfort zone.
Brilliant.
What your ceiling is today, I say it could one day be your floor.
Powerful.
And we see it happen all the time. What are some things you will say you've done to kind of raise your comfort zone? To say, look, enough is enough,
Yeah.
For the viewers out there that, they might be accepting their situation, they might be comfortable. What are some things they could do to raise that comfort level?
It's funny you should ask, because are you not the guy? Guys, this is the guy. He's the one. I have this motto, and we're going to spread it now. Blame Bells. It's him. Because you know what's funny? Because I was going through my phone book. I'm going to answer your question. I was going through my photos, and I saw the first picture that we had when you did a call for my organization and from a company.
Yeah.
And you spoke about the creation of a belief system. You spoke about how to build your desires, right? And we know that you have to experience the life you want before you have the life that you want. And so things like an Uber Lux as a recommendation from Bells himself. He's the guy. Eating at certain restaurants. I remember, watch this. This is very important. We talk about going to expensive hotels. I remember I went to, I think it was the Savoy Hotel, right? I remember the first time I went in there, bro, I was so uncomfortable. Let me tell you how warped my mindset was. I thought I was going to be arrested. Oh, bro, I'm being deadly serious.
Wow.
I thought, listen, this is what I was thinking. I don't belong here. This is not for my kind of people. I'm too black for this place.
Yep.
This is for, rich white folk. I don't belong here. Why is he looking at me? Oh, I'm going to be arrested. No, I was genuinely panicking.
It's true. It's actually true.
I don't belong here.
That's crazy. Yeah.
This was the warped mindset I used to have. And so when you start hearing, okay, this is what you're supposed to do. So you force yourself into the uncomfortable situation, and you do it often enough, eventually it becomes comfortable. And now you're like, I belong here.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be here. I'm meant to be here. Why am I not here more often? You understand?
That's very true.
Yeah. So, I remember, again, it was winter. I remember just going around London, going to Harrods, going to Selfridges, places that I just didn't usually go to. And I'm doing it not because of wanting to flex, just to raise the comfort zone, raise the desire, see what's possible. You understand? And then you realize, oh, this is mine now. If they can have it, why can't I have it? Yeah. It's better quality too, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that you realize that there are people living a different level of life.
So I think this is very important what we're speaking about right now. when a lot of people hear about your desires and trying to experience the life you want, it sounds very wishy-washy, you know. But what I've experienced is when you're, you know, experiencing more than what you have, for me, I started to notice things that I didn't used to notice. So I started to notice, you know, that my bed was uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
I didn't know I was uncomfortable
Yeah.
until I, you know, stayed in a 5-star hotel for a few nights and I experienced a different level of comfort.
Yeah.
Now, when I got back, I started to notice that actually my bed is not that comfortable. It's just some of the little things. Or I'd maybe eat in certain restaurants or go to certain places and there's a certain smell, right? Then I'll go back to my bedroom and I'll now notice that there's a certain odor.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying that it smelled like stunk, but it's a different smell.
For sure.
So what happened with me with experiencing more than what I had, it was just about noticing more things that I didn't used to notice.
Absolutely.
And those things that I started to notice made me upset. It made me angry.
The same thing happened to my then car, which was the Vauxhall Astra.
Okay.
Right? Black, and I loved the car at the time,
Yeah.
Vauxhall Astra. And I wanted a Mercedes Benz,
Okay.
E-Class coupe. and as you do, go and sit in the car, feel the leather, you know, test drive if you can. I couldn't test drive it, but you know, I said, you know, smelling the car, seeing the car, getting a picture of the car, all of this sort of stuff. You go back to your car now, you're vexed. You're annoyed. I said, I can't do this anymore. Again, you get uncomfortable, so you desire more. And it adds to another reason, another pull as to why you want to go ahead and get the work done. You notice the car everywhere that you go. And then again, subconscious mind is going to go to work to help you to bring this into your reality. So yeah, man.
It's crazy that pull can trigger a push.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly. Push and pull.
Yeah.
You understand?
That pull can trigger a push.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I want to speak about your transition from your prior company to where you are now. It's never easy transitioning. A lot of things can go through your head mentally, like, can I do this again? Will people follow me? Is this new thing going to work? Yeah. How did that transition go and what was going through your mind as you was making that transition?
Yeah, that was a challenging time. You know, that was a challenging time for sure. I remember there was a big pull in the market. When I say the market, it's the people, right? People wanted passive, right? So there's a lot of desire for passive this, passive that, passive this, passive that. And so a lot of people wanted to move towards the crypto space. And so I had a decision to make, and I said, okay, well, listen, if our customers are moving across into the crypto space, then and we want to continue to service them, impact them, help them in any way, shape, or form, then why not transition and make that move? Now, you know, there were a lot of struggles. Obviously, you had the crypto crash in that period of time as well. So yeah, a lot of setbacks, a lot of losses, but eventually, obviously, when we, you know, came to where we are today, we found a home. And somewhere we could plant our flag and really go back to our roots, which was obviously going to be, you know, Forex again. But yeah, that transition was not easy whatsoever. Not easy whatsoever. But you have to keep moving. You know, you can't stay still. And you know, you hit the nail on the head. Not everyone has the capacity to be able to do it over again. And again, it just goes down to what you really want. You know, I don't fault people for, you know, who am I to fault you? If you don't want to do it again, you don't want to do it again. That's absolutely fine. Everyone has different desires, different values. Completely understand that. But you know, the industry that we're in and of itself, is a blessing. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's what a lot of us forget.
Yeah, it's a blessing, 100%. You know, there are obstacles and challenges, etc., etc. But in and of itself, what we have is a blessing. To get paid to help someone elevate in some way, shape, or form with your product and service, to develop people. This is another thing that I really love about the industry. You to actually develop people in terms of the way that they think, character and skills and all of this sort of stuff. It is in and of itself a blessing. It's a beautiful thing, and I get paid for that in accordance with your skill set, your level of leadership, your mindset. Is beautiful. It's beautiful. So yeah,
I think this is a very important reminder. So for me personally, I haven't worked a job since 2018. So it's been 6 years.
Yeah.
So I honestly forget what it's like to wake up to an alarm, forget what it's like to be, you know, told what to do at work, when can I have my lunch break. So sometimes I even can find myself a bit ungrateful for, you know, what we have, the lifestyle we have, the freedom, which is the most important thing. So I think it's very, very important to just remind yourself in this industry. And I think that gets you through challenging periods.
Absolutely. When you get testimonials, whether it be through, you know, trading or through business, as to what people have been able to accomplish. We've helped multiple people be able to away from their jobs. People have become six-figure funded traders. People have generated six figures in trading capital. People have, learned the skill. People have bought cars, bought watches, sent money back home to Ghana. And we're talking big jobs with lawyers, accountants, right? Not just any job, with big jobs, and say, you know what? I'm able to walk away from this now because of the work that has been done. And so, you can't argue with the results.
No, that's facts.
You can't argue with the results. People who are all skeptical, this and that. Well, listen, this is her story. This is his story. And we have multiple of these stories as a result of the work that we've done. What have you done to help someone change and transform their life?
That's facts. So during the transition period, you've had probably two. What would you say was the biggest challenges that you had to face, you know, kind of moving your network from one place to another and building a new network as well?
Okay, yeah, got you. Yeah, that makes sense. So when we launched again, there's only a few individuals who actually came along with us. So it was a case of starting afresh with skill, right? We obviously utilizing different mediums, different platforms to be able to market oneself, etc. That was a blessing, I'd say. But one challenge I'd say is helping to reinstill belief back into people. There were a lot of burnt people who were just tired, and I actually enjoyed going after those type of people. Yeah, absolutely. Just reinvigorating.
As it wounded warriors.
Yeah, wounded warriors. Yeah, I call it the burnt market, and absolutely. Just, you know.
Why do you enjoy it? What gives you the thrill?
Yeah, I mean, helping someone to re-believe. Yeah. I just find fulfillment in that. Absolutely.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, I find it fulfilling. And then when they believe again and they see results and that they were right to believe again, it's beautiful, you know. And it's like, imagine if you, I'm even a testament to this when I think about it, you know, because you could miss out. You could really miss out. Just what I'm saying, like failure to believe can cost you, you know. So because I was a winning warrior as well, you know. I was frustrated, but you know, nevertheless, you pick yourself up, you reevaluate what's available, you know, and you go again. If it has to make sense though. If you're gonna go again in something, it has to make sense. Just what I'm saying. And I remember what I was shown was making sense. So let's write it up. You understand?
Wow. Looking at your journey as well, from 0 to 15,000 a month.
Yeah.
I think you had one of the most aggressive runs.
Yeah.
And although you had pullbacks in between, there were very short pullbacks before another aggressive run.
Yeah.
What were some of the key factors that allowed you to build so aggressively and rapidly during that period?
So the run from 0 to 9 for me was pretty smooth, right? All the skills that had been acquired from the industry over the years, previous company, coming here got me paid. The maximum that I was earning in previous company was 5,000. But here, obviously, I got to 9,000 before 15,000. And the experience, the skills, the system, everything that we had over here was suitable enough to allow someone like me to thrive. Just what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so for me, it was pretty smooth. I won't even lie to you. The run from 0 to 9. The pullback happened, right? Because I want you to imagine, right? You hit 9 immediately. Now watch this. Week on week, right? From when I first launched, every week without fail, my numbers were going up. Numbers are going up. Numbers are going up. Without fail, I promise you. Even if it's by 1, by 10, by 20, it doesn't matter. Every week without fail, numbers going up. The moment I said, yo, this is serious. The moment 9 hit, and it wasn't as if I took the foot off the pedal. I remember, small, spa, a meal, and right back to it. The moment I hit 9, now I start going backwards. I said, yikes, this is insane. You're laughing. I was not laughing. Oh, so now I was going backwards. So I go back to 5. And, I say that there is a present in the pullback. There's a gift in there. Because you learn what needs to change, where you need to adapt, where you need to pivot. There could be a flaw in your system, the way you may be doing something or handling something. And so you go back to the drawing board a little bit and you just start deciphering, okay, what needs to change? What problems do I need to solve? You take that opportunity. You have to reflect. You need to have awareness, right? Put some plans together in place, set some goals, and you go after it again. And so that's when aggression came. And also speaking to individuals, speaking to yourself, speaking to, other individuals in the organization that have what you have. Those, or should I say, have what you want to have. And where you can see where you can make some slight tweaks. There's sometimes it's just slight tweaks that you need to make. Facts. It's not even massive. Sometimes it's massive. Sometimes it's just slight tweak. Boom, results. And then you go aggressively again. So yeah, hope that helps.
Yeah, no, that's one thing I've noticed about you is, which a lot of people don't have, which is strange, is you're a leader in your own right, but an intelligent student.
Absolutely.
And I believe it's same with me as well. I'm a leader in my own right, but a very intelligent student.
Yeah.
And I think you're right when you talk about, just those little tweaks can make such a big difference in your game. So kind of looking out and sussing what's working in other people's businesses and what you can kind of add and tweak is very important.
Absolutely. 100%. And you have to be big on data. As I've grown in entrepreneurship, I've come to understand the importance of being data driven. The results don't lie. Look at the data and tracking what works. The moment you see something is working, you double down. Once you've given something some time, if it's not producing a result, maybe something you can cut out. If something
this is actually something I'm working on.
Yeah. It's very simple. Double down on what works.
Yeah.
Do more of. I remember. You have this 4 quadrant. Do more, do better, do less, and maybe cut out completely. Just what I'm saying. Do more and do better. Yeah.
Wow. I like that one. I like that one.
Yeah.
When it comes to how you feel at the moment with your income, do you feel like how you thought you would feel, or do you feel differently from when you first started?
I'm very grateful. I am so grateful. I cannot lie to you. For me, it's not been a case of, no. Of course I want more. We don't stop. We don't stop. We have bigger goals, bigger dreams, etc. Right? Because, like you said earlier, your ceiling becomes your floor. And you want to stretch, you want to expand, you want to impact more lives, you want to believe for more, you want to see what's possible. One thing that also drives me is self-actualization. What's possible? Because you've done this, okay, what more can be done? Do you see what I'm saying? That's just one reason. But no, for me, I'm grateful. What? Bro, we come from Brixton. We come from Lewisham. Ordinarily, statistically, we weren't supposed to be producing these kind of results in legal ways. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm super grateful. I'm super delighted. And what it's allowed for me to be able to do, and yeah, man, no. I'm super grateful. I won't lie to you.
That's interesting to hear that, because I ponder on this a lot. When I self-reflect, I try and have the right balance between gratitude and desire.
Correct.
Sometimes I do feel a little bit ungrateful.
Happens.
Because sometimes I think the balance scale for me, more time leans towards desire, wanting more, and it's just like, okay, that keeps me in work mode.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
It's like whatever level I get to, it's not celebrated for long, and it's I don't really deep it. It's just okay, we need the next. So it's interesting because I don't know how healthy that is. I don't know if that's kind of a healthy mindset or healthy balance. So it's always interesting to get people's perspective.
But they call it blissful dissatisfaction.
Wow.
Blissful dissatisfaction.
Where'd you get these? Where'd you get these from?
Hey, listen, we're active.
That's crazy.
Blissful dissatisfaction. You see what I'm saying? Wow. Because you have to be grateful, And again, you each to their own when it comes to desires.
Yeah.
This is also important because not everyone desires what you desire. And you cannot force your desires onto someone else's desires.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. What do you want? Because again, some people love their job so much. I'm happy when someone says they're happy with their job. Congratulations. You've won.
Yep.
You want to be happy and fulfilled in what you're doing. The people who are genuinely unhappy, genuinely unfulfilled, there's a roadmap, there's a blueprint. We can help. You understand? Go for it. Stretch, believe, work. It's been done before. You can do it. But ultimately, go after what you want. So there is absolutely there's gratitude. There's thanksgiving for what has been done. But for me personally, I know there's more. There's more. I have my reasons. These pull me, and I have pains. Also, you're trying to escape and make sure you never go back.
That's a big one, I think.
Yeah, because you could lose it all.
Yeah.
Just what I'm saying, and that will also give you a push to understand. Listen, this can be taken from you at any given second. Don't get too complacent because complacency kills.
What's stronger for you, the pull or the push right now?
For me, it's still push.
Okay.
It's still push. Like anger is so powerful, bro. Hey, listen. Obviously, you already know the vibe, but yeah. For me, you know Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney, Manchester United. When he was playing, he'd play better when he was angry. When he's ticked off, this guy delivers. I'm like that.
Yeah.
Like, if something goes wrong and it's within my control and I get angry, I can channel that into delivering and producing results.
That's interesting. I remember having a conversation with someone and this kind of topic came up. And I was like, you can use negative emotions in a positive way. You know, for me, what ticks me off is when I'm doubted, when somebody says I got lucky, or that really ticks me.
Powerful.
And I don't say anything back. I just want to
Get to work.
Get to work, get the results, and let that really do the talking.
Exactly.
So that could be classed as a negative emotion,
Correct.
or revenge, or making a point.
Facts.
But if you learn how to use it, you can channel it in a positive way.
Call it get back season.
Yeah.
The game is the game. No, 100%. Now, doubted, people betray you, people hurt you, backstab you, gossip. Cool. Take all of that and use it. People leave you. Hey, listen, use all of it as fuel to go and win. Absolutely. Wow. They say, listen, the best revenge is massive success. Yeah. Absolutely. I subscribe to that belief. I do. I do.
Wow. So you've become one of the most powerful leaders in the industry now.
You reckon?
100%. For me, when I look at leadership, we know that your rank is the lowest level.
Facts.
I look at somebody's raw influence and how they can influence, create a movement, influence people, influence the market. Yeah. So I look at you as one of the most powerful leaders in the industry. I would consider yourself a mentor of others, right? So I want to ask to you, how important is mentorship? How important is mentorship, do you think, in this industry and the industry of entrepreneurship?
Yeah. Oh, mentorship. They say mentorship is the shortcut to success. One of the most life-changing pieces of information that I received and heard was about the 4 basics of success. Okay. Which was spoken about by a multi-millionaire. In fact, multiple people have spoken about this, right? Kevin Trudeau. He was one of the first people that I heard speak about it. And he explains how, the number one is who you're listening to. Brother, forget entrepreneurship. In life, you are where you are because of who you listen to.
That's mad. It's true.
Whether good, this is so deep. Whether good or bad, wherever you end up, think about your life. Think about all the lowest places you've ever been. You were listening to someone. The highest places you've ever been, you were listening to someone. Yep. The destruction in relationships, you've listened to someone. The happiest moments in relationships, you've listened to someone. It doesn't matter what arena it is. So, of course, in entrepreneurship, you are where you are because of who you're listening to.
Powerful.
You have people who have the results and you don't want to listen.
Oh, when you put it like that, it seems crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah. But this is the problem with humanity. And we all have it to some degree. We call it pride.
Yep.
We call it pride. Please realize I desire exaltation. It's my way.
Wow.
Can you imagine your way produce you these results?
Mm-hmm.
This person has these results and you are adamant that you want to stick to your own results. It's nuts to me. But remember, we can't force. You have to let people do their thing. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, we have to go back to our lives.
Yep.
You go back to your life. I'll go back to mine. Simple as that. Once you get fed up of your results, you'll start listening.
Goes back to that comfort zone as well.
You'll start listening. Yeah. Once you're unhappy, you start listening. I liken it, I think, even with the gym, right? Because I remember a couple years ago, I used to be super heavy. I got up to like 22 stone. Some of you don't do stone. Go and research, right? Kilograms long. 22 stone. I was 22 stone. And, I was trying to get rid of the weight myself. And eventually I hired a coach. And the coach said, in terms of your diet, you need to do this. Weights, you need to do this. And then for cardio, all I want you to do is walk. And I'm like, walk?
I felt the same. I had the same.
Walk? Brother, what's wrong with you? Walk? What do you mean walk? Why are we not sprinting? Where's the burpees? What are you talking about walk? And because I'm so used to driving, when I started this walking thing, my feet hurt, my ankles hurt, my back hurts. I'm thinking, my body's forgotten how to walk. This is long. I'm in pain. I don't want to do this. How can walking really, really burn fat? Don't really make no sense. This guy don't really know what he's talking about. I'm back chatting. I'm not listening. And so I stop. Eventually, I come to my senses and I say, listen, this guy has results. Jason, if you knew what to do, you would have done it already. You don't know, and you don't have results. He has results. Why are you asking questions? Why are you chatting back? Go and listen to him. Go and submit to him. So I said, okay, bro, I'm gonna do it your way. 7 months, I lose like 5 stone.
Man, that's a lot, KG.
Because of listening. No pride. I'm just gonna listen. You have the results. So mentorship, to answer your question, is vitally important. And again, outside of the industry, you can't point to a successful individual who hasn't had some form of mentorship in some way, whether it be major or even minor. Football, business, the arts, everyone has had someone that they point to and say, I was listening to this individual. Success is a matter of laws. And laws are unavoidable. Like, you can't run away from law, right? Law of gravity. You can't run away from that. Try. You understand? Yep. It's a specific way of doing certain things and getting results. One of these things is going to be mentorship. It's who you're listening to. You are where you are because of who you're listening to. So you need to make sure you listen to the right individuals. You follow the right cats, ultimately. And eventually, your results are going to improve.
That's facts.
Think about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant copied Michael Jordan to the absolute T, bruv. Tongue out, everything. Yeah, it's no joke.
It's a very, very important topic, man. I appreciate you, Jason. I think a lot of people can learn a lot from your journey, your story, a lot of wisdom when you speak.
I appreciate it.
And I don't know where you get these gems from, if it's from the dome, if you're reading before you came here. Wow. Honestly, it's crazy. But I appreciate you coming here. I think this was very, very insightful.
Appreciate you, bro.
And for the viewers, actually, for people who want to stay in touch with you on Instagram, do you want to quickly share your socials or where people can find you if they want to connect?
Yeah, sure. So mainly Instagram. If you go to my Instagram at Jason Agbodza, Jason Agbodza. Yeah. So social media, Instagram, Jason Agbodza, Jason Agbodza. You go to my Instagram, you got my link tree there in the bio. It takes you to all my other social media as well. So YouTube, TikTok, all that good stuff, Threads. But yeah, mostly it's going to be Instagram.
So there you have it, guys. Another episode on the Icon Podcast with our special guest, Mr. Jason Agbodza. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A lot of wisdom, a lot of truth, and a lot of gems. We'll see you on the next episode. God bless.